Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA, episode 334. I am Brendan. Dana White Contender Series, Season 7, Week 9. All right, this is going to be Rodolfo Bellato versus Murtaza Talha, and then we're going to cover the rest of we're going to cover this entire card, right? We're going to break down all the fights, talk about who got contracts. Before we get into that stuff, if you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way, when the next video is coming out, I'd appreciate it. Let's get into the fights. If you're looking for a specific fight breakdown, timestamps are down below. All right, let's talk about the light heavyweights here. Murtaza Talha versus Rodolfo Bellato, or Rodolfo. I think it was Rodolfo. I think he's Brazilian. Although there was another guy on this card with an R starting his name, because sometimes if it's a double R, they pronounce it not like an H. So sometimes, right? But anyway, Rodolfo Bellato, this fight was kind of sloppy, right? It wasn't the most technical. It doesn't mean it was bad to watch. It was fun to watch. There's nothing wrong with this. Overall, this night of fights, if you didn't watch them, I recommend. It's got something for everybody. So if you want to fast forward through some of the fights, I totally understand. But I recommend going through and watching them. The first fight's a little rough at certain moments, but the rest of the fights are good. Sorry, I'm itchy. I was doing yard work, and I swear I got bit by every single bug in the yard. So freaking annoying. All right. Also, if you notice anything different about my video setup that you don't like, or you catch something that's weird, let me know in the comments down below, please. I changed my setup here. Try and make things a little bit more user-friendly for myself after, 300 episodes. All right, let's talk about the fight, shall we? Bellato with the hard low kicks to start. Talha was trying the single collar tie. Also, real quick, again, sorry. There's a fight team in Bahrain now, which is crazy because I remember being there. There is not a lot over there, to be honest. It's this was 10 years ago, so maybe it's even got more developed. But basically, it was like mini Dubai. I remember being there. Is like one little in Manama. There's it's really developed and it's got a lot of stuff. And then outside of there, there's not a whole lot of stuff, and it's just a small little island country. So, not that I don't think they can support a team or anything like that. It's just interesting that they would pick that place. But again, I realize why. It's because there's somebody there with a ton of money. Some caliph or something that's got a ton of money, and he wants to start spending money just like they do in Dubai or the Emirates on fighters. So Talha was trying the single collar tie and uppercut hooks. Nothing landed early on, but that did change. Talha dives in on a double, but Bellato with the hard sprawl. He was not having the takedowns. Talha was unrelenting with the pressure and able to land a couple uppercuts, but got tied up, and then Bellato back to the clinch and the knees, and then Talha landed this hard right hook on the break. And if you look at the striking numbers here, Talha actually pulled ahead in the strikes in the first round, 34-22. So despite the early low kicks and the stuff coming from Bellato, I actually leaned towards Talha going through, and yeah, he led in the striking numbers here, so I gave him that first round 10-9. Second round here, first low kick from Bellato makes Talha hop on one foot, and I was like, okay, this is the beginning of the end. The end did not come for quite some time. Talha went for a takedown, got thrown to the ground. Lots of clinch work for Bellato, nasty elbows and knees, another hard knee, and they trade in tight with Bellato busting him open with a hard elbow. Talha shells up and goes for a few hooks, but he just couldn't keep doing it anymore. He shelled up again. Bellato just poured it on. Good win for Bellato, and that is obviously he got a contract for that. So congratulations to Rodolfo. Excellent fight for him. Excellent performance. He took a lot of punches. I mean, Dana even said it, like he's got a chin. He took a lot of shots in there. So, I mean, it's not good that you're getting tested on the Contender Series necessarily, but it's also good to know that you do have a chin where you can take a couple shots because you're going to get hit eventually. All right. Victor Hugo versus Eduardo Torres Caut. This fight was interesting. It's not the most strike heavy. Not a bad fight either. So both guys with really quick kicks and huge spins, but during that moment, Hugo spins, but he gives up his back in that moment. Then Hugo gets the clinch back. He switches around, spins through, and then gets a takedown and goes right into side control, and he's dominating for the rest of the round, right? He goes for a leg lock at one point, rolls through to a calf slicer, gets a really deep calf slicer, making Caut second guess his life choices as he's stuck in that thing. It looked like he was in a lot of pain. But he used that to maintain top control, and then Hugo attempting a jumping front kick and then a spinning leg sweep to end the round. Not a lot landed here, 6-5 in favor of Hugo for significant strikes, but really the difference maker was 2 minutes and 11 seconds of control time with one sub attempt in that first round, so clearly his round. Second round here, Hugo using his varied kicks to push Caut back and swinging big, and then Caut getting the clinch and back position, similar to how he did in the first round, but this time Hugo dives on a knee bar and makes him tap. He looked really good in those clinch positions, and looks like he was very comfortable on the ground. Even when he's in a bad position in the clinch, it looks like he's comfortable. So it's always good to see that. A lot of guys are good being, they say it all the time, it's an overused thing. Lots of people are good at being the hammer, but not so good being the nail. It's nice to know that you have, that in your back pocket, or that part of your A game is fighting out of positions in an awkward way, being able to submit anybody from any position, being able to roll through things, being dominant, and being free-flowing in there. So Hugo looks like a complete fighter. I was actually quite impressed with him, both in his abilities in there and just how comfortable he was. So as far as out of this one, we'll talk about the other guy, but this guy, he looks ready to go. He looks really freaking good. All right, let's talk about something that made my teeth hurt. Oh, God, this fight. Ugh. Jose Medina taking on Magomed Gadzhiyasulov. Magomed Gadzhiyasulov. I'll tell you, this made me really uncomfortable to watch. I hate watching fights like this. I mean, the last round wasn't that bad, but the first round was horrible. Second round was bad to watch. I hate watching a one-sided fight where somebody's taking a ton of damage. It is not my favorite thing to watch. I guess I would rather watch it because at least something's happening than someone laying and praying, or a lot of clinch work with nobody doing anything or going for positions. So as far as the hierarchy goes of boring fights or fights that I'm not interested in watching, it's not at the top of my list, but something about a one-sided beatdown really makes me uncomfortable. I don't like watching it, right? Even if I dislike the guy, if I see certain things about it too, like if he's taking a lot of punches to the face, he's taking a lot of elbows, getting cut up real bad, I can't stand it. Anyway, Magomed looking clean, picking his shots as he enters in this first round. Magomed with the low kicks, and when he's retreating, he's landing counter rights. He lands this hard body kick that makes Medina back up. Medina just does not look good. Medina cannot get into range without taking nasty shots. It's so one-sided, kind of brutal to watch. I'm just reading my notes here. Medina makes it out of the first round. I wrote down, let's see if Magomed slows down and has some cardio issues. They did not pop up in the second round. We'll talk about that, but 39-7. I mean, you could call that a 10-8 if you want. But I didn't quite lean 10-8. I was 10-9, but you could. Medina just took so many shots, really uncomfortable to watch, like I said. Second round here, Medina moving forward when he can, but he just leaves so many openings, and he's taking shots. He's a smaller guy in there. He's clearly a little pudgy for the division. He needs to cut weight. Dana mentioned that after the fight. I'd probably go a couple divisions down. And he just, Magomed is the K1 champion. He's the guy who's got striking prowess, so he's got really clean striking and good at using his range and keeping distance. So not only is he the taller fighter with rangier attacks, but he's able to keep that range at will, and then he's using these abilities, whereas Medina's kind of sloppy with his striking, more of a brawler, wrestle boxing kind of thing, and it showed, man. He just was not able to work in there. Magomed landed a hard left body kick that made Medina back up in this round. Medina moved, he landed a spinning elbow right to the nose and opened Medina up, and there was grappling for the rest of the round. It was clearly Magomed's round, 23-5. Honestly, I think Medina got saved by the fact that Gadzhiyasulov decided to grapple in this round. I don't know if that's because of cardio issues or if he thought he had an advantage there that he was going to exploit, but because of that, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of control time, I think Medina got saved in this round. That being said, in the third round here, Gadzhiyasulov goes right for a takedown, and then Medina lands a hard left hook to and points at him, and as he gets taken down, of course. Magomed looking really sloppy, really tired as he went for the takedown. Magomed got another takedown near the end of the round. 30-27 for Magomed. I wrote down it should be a no contract, but I was thinking, I was like, how could you give Medina a contract but not give Gadzhiyasulov a contract? So that's not what happened. They both get him. Dana White said, Medina could be fighting 2 weight classes down. I just thought that, like, with how big of a favorite Gadzhiyasulov came in here, like, not being able to get to finish, gassing out in the third round, not looking impressive later in the fight, how is he going to get a contract? And that's how you give it to both guys. So, understandable. I get it. And like I said, hard fight to watch for the first 2 rounds. All right. Raimond Magomedaliev versus Mauricio Ruffy. See, that's what I'm talking about. Brazilian guy. But it's not Hoofy or Huffy, like the bike. It's Ruffy. So, this guy trains with Islam Makhachev, and he trains with blah, 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 blah. Magomedaliev does. And he's got some really quick kicks, and he's looking really flashy in there, but not really landing much in this first. Neither guy was. Low kicks landed for both guys. Hard left body kick for Ruffy. The round was a bunch of flair and no substance. No substance. I did feel like Ruffy landed the bigger shots. There's a couple big hooks that he landed in there, but Magomedaliev outlanded him 23-12. It just wasn't a ton of action. Kind of a boring fight. Like I said, all style, no substance in this round. Second round here. Ruffy lands a low kick, and Magomedaliev stumbles. It was a really hard low kick, and he starts the second round with it, and I don't know why he didn't keep going to it. He could have landed more in this round, I felt like, and it would have affected him. Magomedaliev did more. He was moving more in this round, moving forward more in this round, landing small, missing the big shots, but I felt like he did do more damage in this round. Even though he outstruck him in both rounds, I felt like he got outdamaged in that first round. Second round, I had Raimond. 19-19. Last round here. Boy, did Magomedaliev get tired. Holy moly. Ruffy started landing the low kicks. Magomedaliev was not moving well. But nice left hand landing for Ruffy and a right hand going to the lead leg. Magomedaliev tried to clinch and stay safe, but taking right hands and acting tough, sticking out his tongue. I hate when fighters do that as they're getting their ass beat, right? If it's like a one shot and you're kind of taunting him, whatever. But if you're taking repeated damage and then instead of doing anything, you just yell at the guy or look at his face or make faces at him, there's a heavyweight who does that shit. But anyway, I can't stand when people do that. Like, it makes me want to score the round even harder against you, because instead of spending of your energy and time and technique on defense or counterattack, you're making faces at him, right? Like I said, once or twice, not a big deal. And if you're doing it to goad them into attacking you in a certain way, but if they just keep attacking you and you just keep getting hit, what are you doing here other than being stupid? And then he went for a panic takedown. Raimond went for a panic takedown at one point and ends up getting mounted and then gets finished for that. So striking numbers 45-15 in favor of Ruffy in this last round. It would have been nice but interesting to see how the scorecards went. So Ruffy obviously gets the contract, being the underdog and just kind of controlling in that, like dominating that last round. So congratulations to him. That is it. Let me know what you guys thought about the episodes of Card of the Channel, so the next video is coming out. I'll be covering, I might cover the one championship thing for Friday. I'll be covering the UFC this weekend. And then I got the UFC from the one championship from last weekend. I covered the Canelo boxing match. I put that up last weekend. So if you're interested in those things, go check those out. I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing week. Love y'all.